Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 23rd of April. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And Gary, you're feeling rested and relaxed after your Easter vacation?
Well, it wasn't really a vacation, Phil. It was just a little break. I haven't been away anywhere.
Well, you normally always go away all the time.
I always do go away, but this time I didn't for some funny reason. But I will be going away, don't worry, at the end of May, Philip, because I'm going to do that study tour in San Francisco because that's the commitment I'm prepared to make.
Viewers, you're going to hear
a
lot about Gary's holidays coming up.
We'll do a crossover.
He's got a conference in Mexico, in Cabo.
I do.
Now, I've got to tell you, if you think about Mexico and if you think about Cabo and if you think about conferences, what is this? Is this the cocaine importing mafioso conference? What is this?
This is a conference, a property profile group conference, Philip, where with lots of other real estate agencies. Some cynics might call it a junket, but for me, it's an educational process that will enable our business to go that one step further. And that's a sacrifice that I'm prepared selflessly to make.
You had to fly across the world.
San Fran.
You had to go Melbourne, LA,
San
Cabo.
Fran. No, San Fran, because I've got the study tour first, Philip. I'm visiting a number of real estate agencies, and we might do a crossover there.
And you know what? Apparently the market is not what it used to be, but that didn't influence your travel plans, did it?
Well, anyway, it looks like we had to get into a bit of debt for that trip, Phil. But I'll pay you back.
And we've just come off a weekend, Gary, where we had no auctions, which means no sales.
And that's no income, isn't it?
That's pretty much it.
Luckily, we had a few good years back there. Phil, let's just talk about what's going on in the real estate world because we did have no sales, no auctions.
I'm very much aware of that, Gary.
Should we just talk about where we are? Because it's a bit of an interesting setting here, Phil. And we are not at our usual home of the week. We're at an unbelievable property here.
Well, we are at homes of the week or apartment building of the week or apartment building, Gary, of the year. Here we are at Park Lane in Riddell Parade in Elstonwick. And I've got to tell you, Gary, I have never been more excited about a project like this than this one.
Absolutely, Phil.
Congratulations to our developer, which is City Plan, who worked hand in glove with one of Australia's best architectural firms, which is a firm called Jackson Clement Burrows. And Graham Burrows, who is one of the partners, is the man that's responsible.
He's a genius, Graham.
Well, not only is he a genius, but he's also an Elstonwick resident.
He is, Phil. But in fact, I think we might have sold him. I know where he lives, and it's an interesting property, Phil. Also a landmark property, as is this one. Go on.
So, Gary,
back to you.
You know that I love to travel as well. Obviously, not as often as you do, but my go-to place is New York.
It is.
And when I stay in New York, I'm generally in the Lower East Side, and I'm always walking around looking at the incredible cutting-edge architecture. And no one does, I think, high buildings and apartment buildings better than New York does. So this is a building that just made me think that I was in Manhattan.
It did.
Congratulations to architect and developer who have done what I consider to be the most bespoke project. And on top of us, Gary, because we're selling these apartments, we're just about to release them off the plan. This is a very small boutique building, a bespoke building.
Haven't we really sold stuff here?
Gary, we've had a limited release. You weren't meant to say that. We've had a limited release to some special. We've already sold a few here.
I know.
We haven't generally
Why is it such a big secret?
We haven't generally released this to the public. But viewers, this is an incredible building. It's 9 stories, or 10 if we include the 2-story penthouse. We've got retail on the ground floor, and they are not only City Plan beautiful developers of residences and apartments, but they know how to activate the ground floor through really good retail. Next door, we've got Penta and we've got Hunter & Co. And there will be another beautiful retailer downstairs. But the joy here, Gary, is that you can downsize from your family home here. And when you live in an apartment here, and we've got a number of apartments that are only 2 per floor.
Yes, we do.
You can just be watching television and you can say, hey, darling, whoever your darling happens to be that you're living with. And you can say, hey,
or you're visiting at the time.
Hey, darling, why don't we go to the movies in 5 minutes?
Not even.
So you can go down in the lift, close the front door, walk across the road here at the Classic Cinema.
And you know what this
is?
Or
maybe have a drink at Bang Bang, which is directly across the road from you.
Well, the second best property in the area, Philip. There you go.
Which is the second best property in the area? This is. Which is the first best?
Oh, Mayfair. Everyone knows that. There's Park Lane, and then Mayfair's the next one.
See, viewers, this is what I've got to deal with.
Kent Road down the road, that's on the other side of the tracks, and Fenchurch Street Station down there.
Viewers, if you're in the market or even if you're not in the market for an apartment, but you want to see one of the best display centres I've ever seen, walking into this display centre will activate your senses about buying something fabulous, because they have spared no expense here, and we'll show you around in a moment.
It's very cosy,
They
isn't
have
it?
spared no expense. We've got drop-dead gorgeous views from this building that look out over Elstonwick right down to the bay, right over Elwood, and the views can hardly ever be built out. So it's incredible. I'm in love with this project.
I'm saying it's cosy because the bed's there, but cosy can suggest small, and it's anything but small, isn't it? Because the floor plans are really good here.
Massive.
And this developer has done some great stuff before, let's face it. And
so they did the building next door, Gary, which sold out literally within a few months.
And we were just meeting people, they were buying them straight away. It was one of the fastest selling projects.
We've already sold a few here at prices in excess of $2 million, because
you're saying it now.
This is an extraordinary property.
See, I say it, I get in trouble. But he says it, and it's fine.
We have apartments here from $995,000 all the way up to $3 million, and they are fabulous. And so I think there's something for everyone.
We've got some background noise here, Phil, and which is very loud, but I think there's a sale happening right there at the moment. And we're not going to stop that, get in the way. So we've just cut away a little bit, had a little bit of a hush time, and I think we've hopefully haven't blown the deal, because the developers will be watching and they'll go, "What a great job you've done," and then you've cost us a deal. Get out.
That is the joy of this display unit, Gary. It's an active centre, so we are making sales as we actually bring you GPTV.
Now, there's a few things I want to talk about, but we've got some mail, Phil. We have mail. And it's from James. And James has said, congratulations on the typically innovative concept to offer the marketplace a second helping of GPTV on Thursday.
Last week was our first edition of 2 editions, wasn't it?
And because it's so popular, we're going back to 1 edition this week. How does that work?
We introduced last week 2 parts. We've had tremendous feedback, of course. Thank you, James. But this week is a 1-week edition because of the short week.
But it'll still be, so it's an abbreviated edition, it's a short edition, that'll still go for long.
This will go for an hour.
Given your increased following, viewership and capacity to tackle a cornucopia of subjects, James, much too intelligent to be watching the show straight away.
What's a cornucopia?
It's likely to become reminiscent of the late Thursday night Channel 7 Icon League team starring Lou Richards, Jack Dyer and Bob Davis, which had its own cult following. Well, we're very similar to those. I think they're all dead, Philip. That's the only thing. But
because your letter has got a word in it that we've got no idea what it means.
Good Scrabble word, Phil.
We're going to send you 2 tickets to Village Cinema Gold Class.
Are we?
Just because.
Even with no sales last week?
Even because it's a great letter.
Yeah, we like you, James. If you could end the occasional show with a recipe, your street credibility will be assured. Well,
a recipe?
I've got boiled eggs. That's my recipe.
Seriously, do you have a signature recipe?
Well, I can boil eggs, Phil.
And
I can steam corn.
Do you want to know what my signature recipe is?
No, I don't. Okay. I have a real estate query and would appreciate
semolina gnocchi in a slow roasted lamb ragu.
Yeah, no, I gave up on those a long time ago, Philip. When I didn't understand what they were. I have a real estate query. Would appreciate your insights. Can you please explain why auction campaigns are staged over a 4-week period?
Great question.
Fantastic question.
Great question.
Keep up the good work. I look forward to your Thursday offering. Well, thank you, James. And it's great to know that you are the person that watches this show. So this is all just for you. But Philip, and James would be interested to know, it did used to be 5 weeks actually. For many years.
Actually 6 weeks.
Probably. Well, it was 5. It was 4 open for inspection weeks, and then the auction was after that. And that was for many years. And then as advertising went up, it became very expensive, didn't it? Because you had to have 5 weeks in The Age, which was and other local papers that are no longer with us anymore. But that was one thing, the cost. But the second thing was people saw it in week 1. By the time it was over a month later, they'd lost interest. So it's like a combustion engine, Philip, now. So it's a much tighter, shorter campaign.
We've essentially established...
Right through the industry.
We've essentially established that the perfect length of time on market for a property is 22 days.
Yes.
So if we can sell it within the prescribed period, which is 3 weekends of open for inspections, with the auction in the 4th weekend, that basically gives us 22 days on market. And if you think in terms of what Gary just said, if you set day 1, 22 days later, you can effectively bought it. So they're highly intensive marketing campaigns, and that has seemed to be the perfect length of time. Any shorter, and we do run some shorter campaigns, don't we, Gary? In November and December.
They've been okay too, some of those shorter ones. Maybe it's even too long now.
But longer is too long, but 22 days seems to be the magic sweet spot.
Seems to work well, because it gives people a week or 2 to find it, a week or 2 to come back, and then it's showtime, isn't it, Phil?
Correct.
And we talked a few weeks ago about people just turning up on the day. We have had some 3-week campaigns, and they worked really well. So if there's any feedback around this, happy to hear about it.
Great question.
some
question.
people do think that the longer period favours them, but we've shown that it is not. You may well ask, why is it so?
No wonder the
it's
show
not so.
goes for such a long time.
Yes, Philip.
You know how I
'Cause
got
you keep
into trouble
interrupting me,
with
yeah.
my wife because I
Yeah.
interrupted you
Yeah.
so much? I think I was interrupting you because your answers are so long-winded.
I just like to be very thorough, Phil. Talking about long-winded and answers and things that don't make sense. I've got a bit of a beef.
You've got a beef?
Yeah, I've got a beef.
This is the
This is
segment
the
called...
cheeses- yeah, what cheese is the off-
This is called... This
What's
is
your
the segment called, this is Gary's Beef.
Gary's beef. I've got a beef.
We're going to
And I'll
get,
tell you
we're
what
gonna
it
get
is.
a graph.
I thought Gary's beef. Yeah. Let's put some beef. Put a cow on the screen or something.
There must be a photo of you at the Paran market in
Yeah,
front
with
of
beef.
the meat section.
Let's find a beefy thing to put on the screen. Hopefully Visual Domain can come up with something clever. I'll tell you what my beef is,
What's
Phil.
your beef,
And it's
Gary?
not a beef with you, because
Yeah.
you know I don't have beef with you. But I tell you what my beef is.
Tell
I'm
me what
sick
your
of
beef is.
stupid rules and stupid laws, right?
Stupid rules and
are-
stupid
so
laws.
I'll give you an example of a
Give us
stupid
an
rule.
example.
And I
Is
know
this going to
that-
be, are we asking for the viewer feedback?
I'd like
Send
it.
us your
Okay.
beef.
How about this?
Send us your beef
How many
segment.
options? It's called, your beef. Yeah, beef. What's your beef? That's
What's
what
your
I'll call
beef?
it.
And
What's your beef?
vegans, you can send in
Yeah.
something like
What's your
I don't
kale
know,
or quinoa or
what's your pumpkin?
What's your pumpkin seeds, seedy, healthy things? Okay, so let's have a talk now. We've lost all the vegan
Just
clients.
completely
Yeah,
alienated every vegan.
Right. Every one of those is gone. So, Phil, here's what I want to
Do you know,
ask you.
speaking of vegans, this is not in good taste, but I saw a little caption.
I sent
the
it to
other
you.
day. Saw a
sent it
butcher
to you.
shop said,
Yeah.
vegans, we killed your cow because they were eating your food.
That's right, yeah. That's really going to make people, get people in knots, isn't it?
We'll put that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Auctions.
Yeah.
You do thousands. Have done thousands. I've done not as many thousands, but many. And what do we have to read at the start of every auction?
The auction
rules.
rules.
And one of the rules is that it is. What about the rule about disruptions?
Yep.
It is against the law.
Yep.
For disruptions to have disruptions. What is the
You're not
actual?
allowed to, you're not, I can't remember. I've
Yeah,
only said it
disruptions.
10,000
It'll
times.
come back to me too.
Yeah.
The reality is that we have to read out, as does every auctioneer, the following within the rules.
I'm going to read it for you,
Go on,
Gary.
you read
The
it, Phil.
law prohibits false bids
Yes.
and prohibits major disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding
and provides fines for this conduct. Now, you were disrupted a few weeks ago in Centre Road. Is that bloke in jail now or what?
No. In fact, I did not see the auction police arrive
Nowhere to be
to
found,
take him
were they?
away.
Nowhere to be found. No. They're happy to book people for doing right turns in Oran Crescent, but they're not coming to the auction to protect your auction where there is.
Speaking of that, if you're
Major
driving,
disruptions.
east along Alma Road
Yeah, you turn right
at
to Oran Crescent.
4:30 and you turn right into Oran Crescent,
Yeah.
you're going to get stopped by the police that are there on
Yeah.
a regular basis. And if you think about this, if ever there was a safe place to turn right at 4:35,
Right,
that
yeah.
would have to be
People
it.
are getting,
That's my beef.
People are getting murdered in the car park. It's okay because the police are getting
there's
people turning
drug
right.
deals
Drug
going down in
deals,
that car
there's people
park.
murdered, there's assaults, but you know what? They're protecting the street against people who turn right. Anyway, do you reckon the police are happy they have to do that stuff? I was debating this as well the other day. Do you reckon that they're happy to do that? Do you reckon they're sitting there, with their little notepads booking people for turning right?
Do you know,
Who's getting protected
I
by
reckon
that?
they would hate it. It's
I
just
reckon they
revenue
do too.
raising on
I
behalf
reckon
of the
so
government.
too. In fact,
Because
the police must be so frustrated with so many stupid things they have to do, and they're the best. Anyway, we've gone to the police. So let's talk
We
about
love
this.
the police.
We do love the police.
If the
We
police
love
are watching,
yeah.
we love the police.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
We do. We don't like them when they arrest us too much, but what we want to know is why aren't they, who are the people that are getting punished for major... Because I was at an auction the other day, right? And people were talking. No, people were talking. And I thought that was a major
You know
disruption.
what? This is probably being you at your most ridiculous. So
What's a major disruption?
I'm just going to...
No, I want to know what a major disruption is. And there was this amazing, looking couple, and they were really attractive, and they were distracting me. I found that a disruption.
They should have been arrested.
So what is it? Can we get some clarity around this? I want to know what the penalty is
So
and what's happening because I'm angry
If you
about
want to
it.
get clarity, Gary, you've got to invite Consumer Affairs
I'm going to
onto the
invite
show.
them here
In fact,
and ask them
that
what a
would
major...
be
I'm going to
terrific.
ask them what a damn major disruption is and why hasn't anyone been nailed for
So
disrupting us at
I
auctions.
don't know what you had for lunch today.
That's my beef.
But whatever it is,
Major
we've got a new
disruptions.
segment called What's Your Beef?
Yeah.
Gary, let's talk about the auctions that are on this coming weekend. And incredibly, we've only got 6.
Yes.
4 on Saturday,
Only
2
6
on
for
Sunday.
people to come and disrupt us at will with no consequences.
All right,
Tell us
just
about them.
calm down, Gary.
No, I'm
The
angry about
first
this,
auction we've got on Saturday is a beautiful property at Narwin Road in Carnegie.
Yes, Bill.
And I'm going to start off by telling everybody about that.
Yeah, Graham Cullen's the auctioneer.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a car space, and it has just been beautifully beautifully renovated throughout with the polished timber floorboards.
4 auctions, 4 auctioneers, bada boom, Phil. That's the end of the show. We've got 3 auctions at 11:30 in Ardoch Avenue. Now, that is an incredible property. How about this particular piece of real estate, Philip? Because
Gary,
you know that's got a history, that building. Ardoch.
Yes,
Do you know what it is?
I think it used to be a school, didn't it?
It was a school, I think. I think it was a home of some sort at one stage, Philip. But what a fascinating property and what a beautiful garden setting.
With a central green, Gary. This is 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and 2 car spaces in tandem. But if you've never seen the Ardoch development, I would urge you to go and have a look because it's quite fabulous.
Round the corner, Philip, Leo Samuel has his auction for the day. 4 auctions, 4 auctioneers. That's in Lansdowne Road. What a great address and property.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully renovated throughout. That's an easy buy, an easy walk in and an easy live.
South Africans, Philip. There is
You
a book
really
of
are on a roll.
There is
today.
a book of names for South Africans.
I don't think I've ever seen you this hyped.
There's Lionel, Brian, Selwyn, Mervyn, and Milton, and that is a very, very big range of South African names, Philip.
Yep.
And this occasion, we've got one that's called Mervyn, and it's Mervyn Street in Bentley East. It may have been named by a South African firm. We love the South Africans.
Gary, magnificent, beautifully brand new, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, a second car space, beautiful garden areas. That's an easy home to buy. You'll never have to do a thing.
That is your auction, solo auction on Saturday. A bit of a quiet day, Philip, but sometimes when there's not a lot of auctions on, there is a lot of action at the auctions. Would you not agree?
I would agree, Gary.
Yeah. We've got double auction action on Sunday, Philip. We've got at 11:30 and at 12:30. I'll be meeting you in Rosehill Avenue for that auction. Tell us
Gary,
about it.
a really nice home there. I did a video tour of that. It's on 602 square metres of prime land. That's part of the Golden Mile of Caulfield North, 3 bedrooms, 2 magnificent bathrooms, a double garage, Gary, and that's an easy entry into the Golden Mile.
I think we should have a game where you put a street name in a sentence. So we've got Carinya.
Yep.
Can you put that in a sentence?
Okay, I drove home, I looked at my apartment and I put my car in ya.
That's exactly right. Well, I was at the lights and all of a sudden, before I know it, this guy's speeding along and I had a car in ya. Anyway,
This is definitely the worst episode of GPTV because Gary's eaten something.
Julie was at my beef.
You're really
Julie
hyped up.
Hey?
Are you on a different heart medication or
Not at all.
something?
I just think, I've come into this place. It's different. I'm excited, Philip. It's good
All
to be
right, I'm going to
positive.
talk to you about Carinya,
Come on,
viewers, to
Carinya.
get this on track. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 2 car spaces. Again, a really good size apartment with a fabulous courtyard. And Carinya is a wonderful, wonderful location.
The comedy festival was over, Philip. I think
Yeah,
that's
but
what pumped me
clearly
up.
you're looking for a gig.
I went and saw a few people. I went and saw Elena Woodley. Have you
Yep.
been to them
No,
yet?
not yet.
They were very good.
Was
They
that a
were
good
fun.
show? Because it was
They
about
were
the
fun.
Wright brothers.
Yeah,
which
well,
kind
it
of-
was, but it wasn't really.
Right.
It was crazy. It's just typical Leno Woodley crazy. And in fact, we sold for Leno.
We did.
Colin Lane was
Yep.
one of our clients. We sold for him. But I thought it was wonderful. And the only thing about the comedy show, and I've seen about 6 or 7, is now they are so careful, that there's, and we talked
you've
about
done
this.
this,
But
Gary,
it's
we're not
true.
going back
they
there
are. They're very
again.
careful.
We've done the whole political correctness
now
thing.
they will abuse each other. And the theme is people doing marathons and fitness, Philip. And I
Yep.
thought that was probably, I thought of you because I know you're a very fit person.
Yep.
Have you ever thought of a marathon or a big walk for, 8 days in the bush or something
No,
like that?
no, I haven't, Gary.
I think
but,
you should.
But speaking of comedy
Yeah.
and politically correct comedy,
Yeah.
the Ricky Gervais Humanity Show
Yeah, I think you talked
is
about that too.
the
Yeah.
most politically incorrect show.
Yeah.
So if you do want to see good old-fashioned comedy at its
yeah.
best, on Netflix, Ricky Gervais
How about
Humanity.
those big walks, by the way? I saw Philip Webb, agent from Doncaster, lovely guy. He told me he did a walk in Spain. Have a guess
Yep.
how long he walked for.
I
many
think that's
Ks?
a long, that's
Yeah,
a
it's a long way.
600-kilometre walk or
800
something.
kilometres Philip
Yeah.
did over 30 days.
Yep.
Would you want to go for 30 days?
Not a chance.
You'd miss me too much.
Not a
wouldn't you?
chance.
Anyway, Julie in the Bath has been ringing in as well and sending messages saying she's been enjoying the split show, Philip.
Yep,
so,
great.
James is on board. Julie's on board. We're all on board. We're this great centre, Philip. And we've got a new section, What's Your Beef? Mine is these stupid laws. And maybe other people can tell us about some stupid
I
laws.
think you've pretty much done
Yeah.
that now.
Yeah.
Viewers, whatever he's taking, I'm going to find out what it is and we'll publish it on next
Do you know
week's
what it is?
GPTV because clearly
Yeah.
it's, I'm assuming because Gary's very anti-drugs, always has been, it's a
hate
natural
drugs. Yeah.
substance,
No.
so we will let you know
The difference
what it
is, I think, we're recording in the afternoon. It's always the morning.
Yeah.
And I think so I'm just coming to life now and you're quieting down. That's it. That's it. It's the
Yeah.
afternoon edition. I've
Viewers,
worked it
before
out.
this gets out of hand anymore, thank you very much for watching. Have a great week.
Bye now.